400 years ago, an entire civilization destroyed itself on a tiny island in the middle of nowhere. 15,000 Polynesians on Easter Island cut down every tree to grow crops and move giant stone statues. When the last tree fell, their farming system collapsed. Without wood, they couldn't build canoes to escape or catch fish. The population crashed, brought sweet potatoes, chickens, and Pacific rats, introducing an efficient apex species into a pristine, previously untouched food web. Because of the vast oceanic distances, early Rapa Nui presents a rare geographical anomaly, a closed thermodynamic experiment. The settlers had exactly what was on the island and nothing else. No outside resources could be imported to save a failing system. Any closed system has a strict biological limit, known as carrying capacity. This is the maximum population size an environment can sustain without degrading its natural resource base. The Polynesians maximized this limit through specialized agricultural engineering. They used lithic mulching, lining sweet potato fields with thousands of volcanic stones to trap moisture, shield young shoots from fierce oceanic winds, and steadily release minerals into the soil. Normally, population size is governed by external pressures, but the island's extreme isolation acted as a shield. The settlers faced 0 large predators and carried 0 human pathogens. This chart tracks the resulting demographic surge. From an original settlement of perhaps 100 individuals in 1200 AD, the population expanded along a steep curve, reaching roughly 15,000 people by 1500 AD. Optimizing a closed system for maximum caloric yield leaves 0 margin for error. The closer a society pushes to its absolute structural limit, the more fragile the entire network becomes. Rapa Nui society organized itself around the construction of massive stone statues called moai. These weren't just religious idols, they were a socio-cultural resource sink, driven by intense rivalry between competing island clans. Looking at this photograph of the ceremonial platforms, the physical scale of the output becomes clear. This is the Rano Raraku Central Quarry, where nearly 900 statues were carved. The scattered heads illustrate a continuous, industrial-scale extraction effort. Moving a carved piece of volcanic tuff weighing up to 82 tons across miles of rugged terrain requires immense kinetic energy. For the Rapa Nui, that energy was derived from harvesting the island's timber to manufacture heavy wooden sleds and interlocking rolling tracks. As the population swelled and the statues grew larger, the extraction rate breached a critical threshold. This is anthropogenic forcing, the moment human deforestation outpaces the forest's natural biological regeneration cycle. The introduced Pacific rat acted as a biological multiplier. The rat population exploded and consumed the island's palm seeds, preventing the forest from growing new saplings. Systemic failure begins the moment a cultural obsession permanently suppresses a biological regeneration cycle. When the last major trees fell, the island experienced rapid edaphic failure, the total degradation of its geological foundation. A healthy forest provides physical protection to the soil. Deep root systems provide tensile strength, locking the dirt in place, while the canopy diffuses the kinetic energy of heavy rain. Without those structures, tropical storms slammed into the exposed earth. The volcanic topsoil rapidly liquefied, washing into the ocean, leaving barren subsoils behind. Farmers attempted to compensate for the vanishing fertility by pushing their operations outward, building new fields on steep hillsides and windswept coastal cliffs. Despite construction of stone windbreaks to combat the environmental stress, these marginal fields offered shrinking caloric returns. The eroded soil held less moisture and fewer nutrients. This photograph captures the resulting reality. What was once a multi-layered forest ecosystem became an expansive, treeless grassy plain. Severing a biological foundation inevitably destroys the geological foundation. Without the forest, the soil fails. Without the soil, the civilization starves. The starvation was compounded by trophic isolation. the systemic severing of the population from a major tier of the food web. Deep-water fishing had historically provided critical protein, but building ocean-going hulls requires massive hardwood trunks. Without the timber, canoe construction stopped. Fishermen lost access to high-yield species like tuna and dolphin. Instead, they were restricted to shallow-water foraging, which provided limited protein for a population of 15,000. Between 1400 AD and 1600 AD, the ecosystem crossed an extinction threshold. The giant palms and the native Toromiro hardwoods vanished entirely from the landscape. When an isolated society loses its primary agricultural yields and its marine food vectors at once, a severe population bottleneck follows. Bioarchaeological records confirm the crash. Skeletal remains from the late period show clear malnutrition markers and decreased bone density. Food middens transition away from fish bones to the remains of introduced rats. The island underwent a Malthusian correction. The population dropped from a peak of 15,000 down to roughly 3,000 survivors. The social organization required to run the Rano-Iraku quarry halted around 1600 AD. Hundreds of statues were abandoned mid-carving, and stone tools were left exactly where they fell. The structural rivalries that once drove the Moai projects fractured into violent warfare as groups fought over the island's decaying carrying capacity. Look at these platforms. The deliberate toppling of the Moai, often intended to blind their spiritual power, was the physical manifestation of this societal fragmentation. Cultural complexity and massive engineering projects are luxuries. They are quickly abandoned when foundational carrying capacity fails. When Dutch explorer Jacob Roggeveen arrived in 1722, he found a society living in poverty on a degraded landscape. The civilization had already collapsed. European contact introduced devastating secondary shocks, including foreign pathogens and slave raids. But the sequence of events before 1722 was finally decoded in the 1950s, using a scientific breakthrough called palynology. Palynology is the study of microscopic pollen. It allows us to reconstruct ancient environments with precision. Scientists drilled sediment cores from the crater lakes, acting as a chronological timeline, preserving plant data in distinct layers. Carbon-14 dating shows tree pollen in rapid decline, exactly in tandem with Polynesian settlement, proving a human-driven transformation and ruling out climate shifts. This evidence sits at the center of the ecocide theory popularized by Jared Diamond. While modern researchers also include the impact of rat infestations and climatic stressors, the core conclusion holds across models. While foreign contact finalized the decline, the microscopic sediment data proves the society systematically compromised its own ecological life support system first. Today, the Chilean government and the local Rapa Nui community are attempting to reverse centuries of soil degradation through meticulous reforestation projects. Look closely at this photograph. This is the Sephora Toromiro. Driven to extinction on the island, its genetic material was saved in European botanical gardens, allowing scientists to bring the species back and slowly replant it. But the timescale of recovery is long. Total ecological destruction took merely 400 years. The biological timescale to regenerate topsoil and rebuild a canopy takes much longer. Rapa Nui is a closed system floating in a void. Planet Earth operates on the exact same thermodynamic physics. We are just a larger island. This photograph shows an active fire line burning in a modern rainforest. The variables that destroyed Rapa Nui's forests are currently mapped onto the Amazon and Southeast Asia at a global scale. The Rapa Nui lost the ability to build canoes. We face a similar problem. If we strip our global carrying capacity and erode our planetary topsoil, we have no other shores to escape to. The world's most isolated civilization cut itself off from survival by cutting down its own forests. Unearth the History brings you Easter Island's environmental collapse at the edge of the world. Remember the forest's end, learn from ancient ecological mistakes, and subscribe to keep the Pacific lessons alive.